What up, TikTok? Hey, hope everybody's having a great Friday. Hey, don't let anything that's negative in your life dictate the rest of your life. Does that make sense? Hey, we all go through some hard times. We all go through some emotional stressors, maybe at work, maybe at home, whatever it may be. Don't let that dictate who you are and how you react to the rest of the things that life throws at you. Does that make sense? Like if you're feeling pissed off and angry all morning or all day, you're going to take that energy and you're going to present it to everybody else that surrounds you, your loved ones, your soldiers, whoever it may be. You're going to use that negative energy and it's just going to make everything worse. Try to be positive. Pick something positive in life that's going really well. Use that positive energy and let that dictate the rest of your day. We can harp on the negatives. We can harp on the bad things that are going on in life. It's not going to help us. It's not going to help us move forward. Stay strong, keep pushing, drive on. Happy Friday.
What's up, Trash Talkers? Hitting you up this morning with a special promo on how to dress when you are doing PT in civilians, but you want everybody to know you're an Army. This comes from the Buddy Beckwith fashion design of how to work out. So first, you can notice the RI panties. Not Ranger panties, but Ranger instructor panties. The green socks, the knee brace for the old guys. Don't forget the M frames. Now the shirt, don't wear the Trash Talk shirt while you're running. This is just for the promo. You want to put on like an 80-second shirt or like your favorite airborne shirt so everybody knows that you're a veteran. That's the most important thing. And you start with this stretch. Buddy Beckwith taught me this one. Ready to go.
Hey, y'all, I'm going to work. I left you a note on the refrigerator. I love y'all. I'm gonna go.
Hey, go get dressed. Get ready for school.
You're doing great. I was just tooling along. Shit! Bad guys! Stop!
Let me break it down Barney style.
FleetTex is a proud partner of Veteran Trash Talk and has bought into the mission of lowering the veteran suicide rate. FleetTex wants to hire veteran Trash Talkers to install GPS tracking systems on fleet vehicles, focusing on Illinois, New Jersey, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee, but opportunities exist nationwide. Go to www.fleet-techs.com and apply today.
Happy Saturday, everybody. What's up? Welcome to episode 104. Holy shit. 104 of the Trash Talk Hour. Yeah. Special guest today is Jeff with Apex Predator. And today I'm joined by Nick and Buddy. How's everybody doing today?
I'm always awesome.
You're always
I'm doing fantabulous.
I heard your football team is losing, buddy.
Getting
I don't know much about football, but
fucking spurred.
Getting Once every 16 years. So the last time Tennessee won, if you'd had a baby, they could have driven you to the fucking game today. So great job, balls.
Nice.
You might get one this year.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's still got 2 more quarters left.
Wow. Well, I wasn't going to do the show today initially because I was actually going to take my oldest daughter to the lake and we were going to have a lot of fun, but it was storming. So we ended up not going to the lake. And then I said, you know what? I can still do the show. But it only gave me like a half an hour to prep for a conspiracy theory. So I just kind of Googled some stuff. And I don't know if, I don't know if Chris put it up yet because I don't, it's up. All right. So today we're going to talk about the Billy Hawk Monster.
Holy shit.
Has anybody heard of the Billy Hawk Monster yet?
Is that a white Indian guy that will kick you on the left, like put his right foot on the left side of your face? Is that the
Buddy,
same?
you're gonna like this.
Not the
All my research that I did on
got
it.
that. Got that. So that's
Probably. So the Billy Hawk Monster, okay, so he was like a ape-like and hairy. He was tall and had the head of a ram complete with curved horns, okay. He appeared from time to time on lonely roads, attacking cars and throwing rocks. Okay.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So this all
Rock
started.
thrower?
Yeah.
Like a little Iraqi kid.
Yeah. No, but big rocks too. And this all started back in 1942, actually, on Billy Hawk Ranch. This place was supposedly purchased by the U.S. government. Back then, the OSS, Office of Strategic Services, which later then became the CIA. And apparently they were trying to create like super soldiers. All right.
And the Billy Hawk Captain America.
And the Billy Hawk Monster apparently killed several individuals in this lab and then just ran off. Okay. So sometime in the 1950s, a 9-year-old claimed to have been attacked by a strange and frightening creature. Okay. He claimed it had claws that left nasty gashes on him. In another case, a teenager from the local high school bravely ventured into the old abandoned dairy farm where the lab was, and claimed to have seen the monster. Then in 1964, a couple of hikers claimed a hairy monster with horns stalked them for several hours. Okay. Many motorists have also reported a large beast pounding on the hoods of their cars.
What do you have dying?
That's my dog playing with the ball.
Eating, is Jet eating one of those toys from fucking Toy Story?
So the
What
critter,
is going on?
So the monster apparently stalked several individuals. There were paper reports about this guy. He was attacking cars, throwing rocks, all kinds of crazy shit. And the last report of him was back in 2007. So apparently he still roams this area in California, stalking people. Personally, I think it's a bunch of horse shit. I don't believe anything about
or goat shit.
Or goat shit. Yeah, no pun intended. I don't think it was a thing. I do think that there might have been like a secret lab under this dairy farm. I'm cool with that. Okay. But I don't think that they were, creating super soldiers that then.
Where did the super lab theory come from?
It's all
That's where he was created. That's where he was created.
The Billy Hawk Ranch in California.
By the OSS.
By the OSS. Yes. Yes. So I don't know. OSS back then, which then became the CIA.
I mean, the OSS became a lot of different things.
So there's a lot more to it too. Like if you actually read the entire article, there apparently an SS soldier bought the property. Okay. And he came over from Germany and he was into all kinds of crazy shit.
And that's when Tim Kennedy found him.
Maybe. Yeah.
So
anyhow, buddy, you'll get your turn. We're going to go with Jeff first since he is the guest. Is the Billy Hawk Monster a real thing? Is it a bunch of bullshit? I
hope Jeff's just as confused as I am.
I am too, man. I am.
Well, you weren't taking notes this time, buddy.
Yeah.
California is an interesting place, having lived there for 3 years, and I would not put anything past them out there. So I'm going to go with it's legitimate.
Oh, shit. Okay. Have you seen him living out there in California?
I have not seen him living out there in California, but
right.
I have stories.
Okay. All right. So Jeff says it's a go. It all happened. All right. Buddy, what's your take?
You know what? I don't tend to agree wholeheartedly with Joe very often on a lot of these conspiracies, but I'm I'm gonna go with an oldie but a goodie. That if Joe was here, he would ask this question, and I feel like it's incumbent upon me to ask it. Where are the mushrooms? Were there mushrooms on this? Like, were there
Yeah.
cow patties? Were
Well,
people eating fungus?
that's where they come from, right? Isn't that where they come from? Yeah,
Yeah, LSD.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, are we out tripping balls? We see a goat, and then we're like, it shits, and it's like little pebbles, and they're throwing rocks at us. Little, I don't think so. I
So
don't think
these,
it's
so these witnesses, and they were all just tripping on shrooms.
high as giraffe pussy. That's what they were. High
Okay.
as fuck.
What about like the cars? That was just kids throwing rocks at cars, and that was just some random shit, just whatever.
Gravel coming off
Gravel.
the road. It wasn't
Okay.
a goat man. Does he have human hands? Does he have
Yeah,
does he have
yeah,
an opposable
Yeah,
thumb?
he's
to-
got human
to
hands,
launch?
and he's jacked, dude.
He's
Like, with
jacked,
some
dude.
serious teeth.
Nah.
Maybe he was like a
No.
super soldier being created. You know?
And he's just throwing rocks at cars.
Yeah, and he's attacking
mean,
people too.
Maybe he's
Everybody
trying to get him
knows-
to stop.
First of all, here we go. And now we know why this is fucked up, because everybody knows that if a soldier is throwing rocks at anything,
Yeah.
it's a mud clod on the side of a ditch,
Mm-hmm.
a can, or a fucking another rock, and they're just trying to see who can get closer.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
the only reason we throw fucking rock, or to
That's
get somebody's
true.
attention. So
Okay,
no,
okay.
didn't happen. Don't throw them at cars. Nobody
All right.
throws them at cars.
All right. So he's not
Not
real.
a real thing.
Good take.
No.
All right, Nick.
So,
Your
yeah.
expert advice here on this.
Yeah,
one.
I'm gonna go. Oh, we should say educated advice, because I do go to UTEP, and I'm almost done.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm gonna go with, this is about 60-40 false, but here's the 40% truth. I do believe that the OSS was trying to create superhumans.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so and then again, I think they released this information just like the UFOs, so
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
that people don't. You just talked for. I was quiet, buddy. Go
I
ahead,
just
buddy.
have a question about what I got what you're saying, I'm will go with it. But if I was gonna be the OSS, like okay, let me hold on. Let me raise the chair up a little bit. Like I'm up here, I'm OSS guy, and I'm looking down. I'm like, hey, let's build a super soldier. And then like Billy comes up, and he's like, yeah, sir, we should build a super soldier. Like pick a couple animals, like, human, and then what? Fucking lion, no. Tiger,
Wolf. Yeah.
shut
Bear.
up, shut
Yeah. We're gonna use a fucking goat.
up.
Well, have you
Let's
seen these
do it,
goats
go.
in the mountains? Do you see how they are able to
Oh,
maneuver
yeah.
in the mountains?
Oh.
Yeah,
So,
I also see how mountain lions and fucking all the things that eat those goats maneuver in the line. I just
Right,
don't get it.
But
If
the
I-
muscle structure of a actual like ram, right? Like, I mean, you're talking a pretty stud animal.
Buddy, do you
Right,
see
so-
the picture of this thing?
But anyways, so
No.
the OSS
No.
releases information so that it puts out the conspiracy, even though it's true. But
Mhm.
then it creates the narrative that people are going to argue with each other. But just like, there's no way that we can just know about this. So they
Right.
put that out there just to confuse everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Now maybe they're trying to build somebody who can interdict, with tanks or vehicles,
Mm-hmm.
like specialize in that. And
Mhm.
so when he got out, when he got released or he escaped, he is literally trying to create ambushes with these rocks. Like, he's trying to get you to stop and say, what was that? Right.
Holy
and then,
shit.
And then boom. So this guy's obviously been military trained. All right.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Got another
Why was
thing.
he like?
I-
Most of his attacks were like on kids. Why was he attacking kids?
Maybe
When did this
because
happen?
yeah,
Uh, in 1940s, man. I think the
Yeah.
first attack,
1940s. Let's say he had
1940.
like a-
1942
You know
was
what?
when this lab apparently started under this dairy farm.
so
And
so
then I
this-
think the first
this-
attack was in the 50s.
So this goat was practicing throwing shit in the 1940s. I'm gonna guess that his age probably doesn't age as fast as other things because it's the super. Now
He's
he
a superhuman,
is the goat.
super
It's
soldier.
just how
Yeah.
Tom Brady was made.
yes.
Now he's that, and he just runs around getting called the goat, hiding in plain sight.
There-
There,
dude,
it is.
you
Oh, he.
Fucking
oh, wow.
boom. We've gone
Wow.
full circle.
We got to
So
wrap
now,
this one
now,
up.
now it's
That's-
true.
yeah, now it's 100%
Tom Brady
real.
was built in a
Tom
lab
Brady
in
was built by the
California.
OSS in 1940, right?
Nice.
So yeah,
Yep. Got real accurate throwing fucking rocks at cars.
and when he gets divorced, Giselle will have more rings than any other quarterback in the NFL. Just saying. She'll have three
Very
and a half
true.
of them, right?
I like that, buddy. Good. Yeah, good. That's it. All right.
All righty.
Yeah. I didn't
Okay.
read the script. So
It's
I don't
over
know
to
what's
Buddy. It's over to
next.
Buddy
Yeah.
for the honesty cap.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, well, I've got two honesty caps. One of them we would
Make
call
'em
it
funny.
a little bit lighthearted. The other one not so much. So Dave has a dog, right? Jet. You guys heard him chewing on shit earlier. I have 3 dogs. Nick, you probably don't have dogs because you're not a real person.
One dog.
Um,
One dog.
really,
Yeah.
I'm actually impressed. I didn't
Half,
figure. I
half,
thought
half husky, half lab.
I would have called you more of a cat person,
Yeah.
to be honest. Maybe a goldfish of some sort.
Hey,
A
fish
guinea
are
pig.
awesome.
Give him a guinea pig or a rabbit.
Fish are awesome.
I absolutely love dogs. I do. I can even handle cats and rabbits and squirrels and any other type of mammalian creature you want to have hanging around your house. What I can't handle is people that refer to their dogs, their cats, or any of their other pets as their fur babies. Dave, do you refer to Jet as your fur baby?
No.
Oh,
no.
for sure.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
100%.
Absolutely 1,000,000% drives me fucking bonkers. Like, this is my fur baby. And then they fucking carry him around in their little pouches or fucking in a cart, or they're like walking around and they got like fake service animal things on them. But they're
No,
like
it's support
fur
dogs.
baby.
Support. Not service,
They're
support.
Emotional support dog.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Except your dog is as fucking goddamn crazy as anybody else, like running around biting at fucking
In fact,
people.
it's making everybody else emotionally unstable.
Very unstable. And you're like, don't yell at my dog. That is like my child. Like, it's not your child, not even like your child. It's not your fur baby. But you didn't, did you fuck another dog? Did you have sex with a dog?
It happens in
Unless you-
Mexico.
Unless you had sex with a dog and then impregnated said dog and or became impregnated by said dog, it's not your fucking baby. You're the owner of that animal. That's it.
Buddy, are you offended?
Oh, I'm annoyed. It annoys the shit out of me. And I'm not offended, but every woman that's ever had like a human baby latch onto her nipple and suckle for life for like a year should be pissed that fucking somebody's like, this is my fur baby. Oh, has that dog with its sharp ass teeth ever fucking bit your fucking titty? No? Well, then it's not your fucking baby.
Yeah, but
Not
those
a real thing.
women don't really exist anymore either, because Infamil has sold that you shouldn't breastfeed because it's bad for you, and then there's a breast
Oh, that's not true. They're
shortage.
coming back
Yeah.
around. They're
Coming
coming
back
back
around.
around because there's no formula.
There's no
Anyway,
formula,
that's
yeah.
the first one, and that one is just got on my nerves this week because I had a small run-in with a young lady and her fur baby.
Cancel
but-
fur babies. Cancel fur babies. We need to
Yeah,
start
can-
that
Cancel
movement.
fur
can-
babies.
cancel
Yeah.
fur babies. Let's
Just
start
get
the movement.
dogs.
We're
Okay.
starting the
Get
movement.
dogs.
Veteran Trash Talk is
Yes.
canceling fur babies.
Done.
If your fucking fur baby shits in front of my house, clean it up, or I'm gonna punt your fur baby across as far as I can. Absolutely, 100%.
Because you love dogs.
Because
Yeah.
I love
I was
dogs.
gonna say it's not the dog's fault if he shits in there. It's the owner's fault.
Oh,
you should
you're right.
punt the owner. The dog can't help it.
In order,
The dog had to
punish
shit,
the owner-
bro.
Exactly.
Whoa! If you're in combat somewhere and you and somebody else gets captured, and I need to get information or I want to teach you a lesson, I'm not gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna fuck with him because you made me. And then he's gonna fucking learn a lesson, and you're gonna feel like shit. And I win.
I feel like
Fuck
you were
that
watching.
fucking
I feel like
dog.
you were watching Anchorman yesterday when Jack Black kicks.
I'm gonna
Fucking
kick,
Baxter.
I'll kick the shit
Yeah.
out of the dog.
Yeah,
Anywho,
good
and then the
glass of
next one.
scotch.
The next one, like, so I was going to talk about this a couple shows ago. It was the year anniversary of the medic on my team getting killed in a car accident, and then we ended up going to Dave's wedding and saw everybody there and had a great time. And it, just kind of really, I don't know, put an exclamation point on this one. We need to normalize telling our friends, like our guy friends, that we love each other and that we like to talk to each other, and it be okay to get off the phone like, hey, love you, man. Have a good day. Like, see you later. The only people that are going to fucking give a shit whether we're having a bad day or whether anybody tells us, hey, you know, you matter, you're a good dude, or each other. You know, other people can tear us down. We're the only people that can build ourselves up as a community, and we need to make an actual diligent effort to do that. So
I like
tell
that,
homies,
buddy.
tell homies that you fucking love them. It's not gay to fucking love your boys. Fucking love your boys.
I mean,
I think like in the military it was always normalized, right? Like I felt like, I don't know, it was just normal.
I don't know. You know what?
But you know, now that you bring that up, you're right. You're right. Maybe some situations like you just said you loved him. Like,
yeah. No, well, we say we love each other, but we say it in weird ways, like, hey, see you later, faggot.
Well, like I said, you know, a lot of guys will say I love you to a girl a day after meeting them just to get in their pants, but they won't say I love you to a guy that they're willing to die for.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like, which one's actual love? Like,
I'll tell you, that, like I said, a couple of my buddies went up to DC and saw, you know, my old medic, his tombstone, all that shit at Arlington. And that's one of the things that we've never regretted. We always told each other, hey, man, love you, have a good time. Like, love you, see you later, or whatever. And it was one of the things that we never had to regret when he died way too suddenly, is that we didn't tell each other how we felt. And we always have, probably always will. And,
what was his name?
Carl Anchor.
Carl Anchor? Well, cheers to Carl. The Carl that we did like, not to shut the fuck up, Carl, but a good Carl.
Yeah. Oh, Carl was definitely a goddamn it, Carl. But goddamn it, Carl, shut the fuck up. Carl was the guy that you would go out with at 10 o'clock at night. He would fucking disappear at midnight, and he'd be like, "Where the fuck did Carl go?" And everybody'd be like, "I don't fucking know." And at 2 o'clock in the morning, he'd show up butt naked, covered in blood. And you'd be like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
With deer antlers.
He'd be like, "It's not mine. We gotta go though." I'm like, all right, let's go.
I like that, buddy.
No, that was
honesty,
good.
Cap. That was good.
Good honesty, Cap. Yeah. And you know,
and fuck fur babies.
Yeah, and fuck fur babies.
But don't fucking. The chat agrees with me as well. Don't kick the fucking dog. Kick the owner if the dog shits in front of your house. Okay.
You know what? Compromise. I'll kick the dog into the owner.
Right. Okay. There you go. Yeah.
Winning.
So. Yeah. So, but what if it's a big dog? It can shit in your yard?
No.
Okay. I was trying to make sure, because you transition from the one in the purse to like, if your little shit poops in front of me. So, but a big dog, you still have to clean it up?
Yeah. That's why they make big bags.
Yeah.
I have 2 big dogs and 1 small dog.
Yeah. All right.
I can fit all their shit in 1 bag. It's a challenge. Every time I take those dogs out, it is a personal challenge to me to fit all their shit in 1 bag. And so I just walk around.
I don't think I love Buddy anymore. He wants to kick dogs.
Well, it all circles back.
Love is over, buddy.
It all circles back. It all circles back to the me generation, which I've talked about before on the Big Earl, where it's, you know, the me generation encompasses all generations. But you know, you get so, this is me. This is my support dog. This is mine. Right? This is all about me. Well, you know, that dog just shit someone else's yard.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, but you literally don't give a fuck, because that's all you care about is yourself.
Oh, like, this shit, let her dog shit over there.
Yeah, Rebecca says it's not the dog's fault, it's the owner, because he's a fucking idiot. That's what Rebecca says in the chat. Yeah.
So like, again, I don't want to take away from the honesty cap whatsoever, but you know, it's like, I loved being in New York and then being in DC and watching people honk after waiting for 1/10 of a second for a fucking
insane,
light.
isn't it? Insane,
right?
dude.
Like it's like, no, you need to fucking move because I gotta be somewhere. Right? Like let's go.
Chill the fuck out.
Right. So now I just got back to El Paso yesterday. And my first day of driving, somebody pulls out their big one of your trucks that you like with the big lifted things, buddy. And the diaper trucks. Yeah, the shitty diaper truck. Pulls, I mean, he hustles to get out in front of me and then proceeds to go like a mile an hour. You know, and it's like I'm gonna honk because I'm a New Yorker and a DCan now. So like I'm a honk, right? And like I get the fuck out of my way. And of course I'm in El Paso, so it's a guy. He looks at me. I'm gonna just stereotype that he's like MS-13 and how he wants to fight. You know, and it's like, dude, no. We can fight, but what you did was a dick move, right? So just say I'm sorry and keep driving, right? Just go. No, but it didn't escalate to that point. But like, yeah, it's just, again, that's the whole thing about that me generation. We want to make everything about us.
About us, yeah.
Right? Like, and it's actually an American thing. Right. So, and I know I usually yell at Dave when he talks about Europe, but no, Americans 100% make everything about them. Right. Like, and Americans encompass Europeans, Africans.
Yeah, I was going to say
Central Americans.
Yeah. What is an American, right?
But it's, again, but people don't get that either. It's the American idea of, you know, where I need to make this about me. However, when I'm struggling, all of a sudden now I want everybody else to help me.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that don't fucking work that way. America is go get your shit, homie. Like, and you can get a lot of shit in America than you can't 100%. Get in any other country.
100%.
Right? Like go fucking get it. And that's the good lead. That's a good lead. And that's why I did that. You see that, buddy? It's a good lead to an entrepreneur that we have on the show. Right. Segue. So yeah. So we got Jeff Frazier from Apex Predator Outfitters. That's a lot to say. Now, Jeff, when I read his bio, it didn't surprise me that he knew Dave. Right, because this guy's bio fits Dave's like right to the T. Where like he wanted to do some Army stuff, right? He wanted, then he was a patrolling specialist, then he switched to some cooler stuff, and then he's like, you know what, this cool stuff's not for me. Like I'm gonna go be a recruiter, okay? And it's like, and I got it. I don't hate on you, Dave. I don't hate on you, Jeff. Like it's easy life, right? You just go there, right, and you lie to people. Right. Right. It's like, find some child and be like, no, you're going to be really good.
A nice lobster dinner at the Red Lobster.
Yeah. And then they get the real dumb kids who can't even write their name on the ASVAB. And they're like, hey, I got a laundry specialist for you. Right. And it's like, but everybody loves you. Like you're going to be like the favorite person in the Army. They lie about that shit. Right. But anyways, what really got to me, before I get to that, is that, you know, Jeff did the right thing. He retired in 2021. He grew a beard, right? And then decided to start selling t-shirts. Like, who the fuck does that?
Yeah,
not us either, you know, like
a veteran who sells shirts or coffee?
After growing a beard, you gotta grow the beard.
You can literally tell by the picture who has not retired and who is retired the longest out of this group by the
Well, I can't grow a beard, buddy.
Fact.
Well, you're also not retired.
Yeah.
And but here's the point to a lot of you haters out there, which if you are watching a hater, we love you. Keep watching, because it doesn't matter who watches, whether it's people that hate us or like us. But we are literally going to promote someone who's technically a competitor. All right. That's what we do here. We don't give a shit if Jeff gets rich as shit.
You mean we want him to be successful?
Yeah, we want
of course we do.
Our veteran brothers and sisters to be successful. Right? Period. Right? We don't give a flying fuck. I was at AUSA. We had Mike Burke on the show, who was phenomenal. And then I ran into a guy from Vet TV, and he was like, "Hey, get ready for Mike to steal your shit." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "He called me right after the show and said, 'Hey, we need to do something like that.'" Right. And I was like, go ahead. Like, go ahead and get fucking huge. I mean,
like, you could do it, or you could just get us to do it for you.
Well, right. That's the same. Vet TV. Vet TV, we're talking to you, Mr. Levine. All right, Sergeant Major retired. But
he's watched some of our episodes.
Yeah. I'll hit him up later. And the best thing was I was talking shit to him on WTF Nation Radio when he was on the show. And like, he saw me and I go, "Hey man, what's up? I'm Big Earl." He goes, "You motherfucker." I was talking shit about everything he was saying on the show. But all right, let's get back to the guest. All right. So I didn't want to have Jeff on the show. All right. I was like, okay, so what? T-shirts, big fucking deal. Right? Recruiter, big fucking deal. But then I found out the truth. All right. Jeff, before he switched over to apparel, made fortunes. All right. Championing the female urinating device. All right. As we call in Ranger School, the FUD. All right. So what I really want to know is, how did you come up with the idea of creating a funnel that a girl could put in her crotch and now pee standing up just like a man? Jeff, welcome to the Trash Talk.
Welcome to the dumpster fire.
Tell us what you got going on, and tell us why you wanted to help women pee standing up so bad.
Well, I appreciate that. That had been a problem my entire life before I did my sex change. So
Right.
I'm just I have no
Fits
idea.
It's okay,
Fits right
Jeff.
in.
You don't have to
Fits
apologize.
right in. Yeah, don't apologize here. And if you got a sex change, I don't care about you either. So I care about you just as much as I care about anybody else. But,
I just wish I saw the millions that I made from that. Where they went. I must have been in my mushroom days from Dave's.
those
you
are
know,
leather. Those are leather seats in that car, right?
That is correct.
Oh, look at that. The difference in generations. Back in the 40s, we were making superhumans out of goats. And now we're inventing stand-up people.
Buds.
Same
Buds.
thing.
A FUD. All right,
FUD.
and it was camouflage. He was see. That's probably what got him to sell it to the DoD was that he camouflaged it.
Yeah.
So
Pretty much buys it for 10 times the price. So
the FUD.
The
fucking
floor's yours,
FUD.
Jeff. The floor
Yeah,
is
the floor is yours,
brother.
Jeff. Tell us about your
Thank you.
service.
Hey, first of all, thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it. I was surprised when Dave reached out and said, "Hey, do you want to come on the show?" Because I am in a similar market to you guys, but at the end of the day, it's about helping people. Just a little bit of backstory about me. I joined the Army in 98. I'm from Decatur, Illinois. It's the soybean capital of the world and the original home of the Chicago Bears. So some little trivia there. I
Nobody
joined.
gives a shit about the
I
Bears.
don't know that I would brag.
All right,
about that
yeah,
one.
fuck,
I
yeah,
don't-
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't-
Fuck it. Yeah, you know what we call people from Illinois, right?
That is a
We call you fibs.
Fibs?
All right, yeah, fucking Illinois bastards. All right.
Okay.
I'm from Wisconsin originally, so yeah.
Oh.
So
So you're a Packers fan.
absolutely. Well, why wouldn't I be? We got more championships.
Okay. I got to end this now. Quick. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. I mean, I would. That's the only way out for a Bears fan. Just run away. Like
It's been rough since 06, brother. Been rough. But yeah, I joined as a 77 Fox. It later changed over to a 92. I did that for about 13 years. I converted late. I was a Sergeant first class when I converted, but I did some cool stuff in the 92 Fox world. Cobra Gold 99 in Thailand was a highlight. If nobody's ever been to Thailand, I highly recommend it. I did a tour in Honduras. If you've never been
of
there,
course he freezes right there.
am I froze?
No, you're good.
No,
you're
you're
good.
good.
That was
Okay.
Nick's internet. You're good.
Minor. Okay, good.
No, yeah, okay. I was gonna say, yeah. So I highly recommend Thailand and Honduras if you guys get a chance. But anyway, did the recruiting thing. It was pretty cool. I don't call it lying to people, maybe omitting some key facts versus lying, but potato. But as far as the company goes, I was about a year out from retiring. And well, first of all, I'm dual military. My wife's in the Navy. She's getting ready to retire next year.
Oh, you're a dependa.
I'm a dependopotamus.
Nice.
Dependopotamus.
Awesome. You win.
Should have had him on that last
You
show.
win. You win.
Yeah, you do win, man. You're out. She's still in, getting ready to retire. That's fucking
Yeah.
that's good shit, man.
It's just
I
like
remember
it's just
that.
like
Yeah.
I don't know if Cliff's watching, but he does our mental health warrior show, but he's also a dependa, except to an 06.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so whenever he brags about his cars and shit like that, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
And he's a retired warrant officer, right?
Yeah, you're
Yes.
married to a fucking colonel. All right.
Yeah.
Shut up.
What I
Shut
don't
up.
understand is if you're retired and you're a dependa, like whose rank do you throw around at that point? Like hers
mean,
or
that-
yours?
Well, that's a good question. I've never been in an opportunity where I needed to kind of throw, once you retire, they don't care.
Do you run the
Nobody-
FRG for them now? Do you run
That's
the
what I'm
FRG
saying.
for them?
As the FRG, like you should be the godfather of the FRG. Like,
Yeah.
look, ladies.
So in the Navy, they call it the ombudsman. And
Okay.
I was approached for that position. And I declined that. I said,
what
hey,
the fuck is your problem?
Where's your fucking
Oh.
honor? Wait,
Oh,
where's
you don't
your
wanna give
where's your
fucking
army
award.
values?
Wow.
Wow. Right down the recruiter drain.
Wow.
Right down the recruiter drain.
Oh
Right.
my God.
write down. But yes, I was approached by that. That's like a full-time job for them. Like they wanted me in an office like 9 to 5, and
Oh snap!
it's for free. I'm like, hey guys, no. I'm not from Tennessee. That's the volunteer state. You go get them.
Who are beating up Alabama right now, by the way.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was about a year out from retiring, and I was, I'm talking. I didn't know what to do. I was like, what am I going to do? Well, coincidentally, my sergeant major, he had a little side business where he made T-shirts and gave them out. Because I had ordered some shirts from a company and I got them. I was like, man, I just didn't like them. They didn't fit right. I didn't really like the designs. it just kind of came together at once. I was like, this is something that I could do. You know, I kind of want to work for myself when I retire. I don't want to have a traditional boss. We were lucky enough to where she was still in, you know, we were making pretty good money. So that's when I decided, let me go ahead and do this. So I went through about 50 blank t-shirts before I found the one I wanted. I said, if I'm going to do this, I want to give people the best thing that I can get, because I've always had trouble finding stuff that I like.
Yeah, quality is important. Yeah.
Quality is important. And then quality is also relative, you know, but it is what it is. So I just figured if I like it, maybe somebody else will. So I had the idea, okay, this is what I'm going to do, but I need a name, you know, I need a theme. And as some of you guys had alluded to, just looking around in the world, everybody now is so tribal. Everybody's divided. Whatever your political persuasion is, it's I'm on this team, I'm on that team. And, you know, like the other guy alluded to, personal responsibility. Like nobody takes that. So I started thinking, hey, you know, the world is so divided. Nobody worries about the individual. We got this identity politics, who you identify with and all of that stuff. But what about an individual? You know, what about personal responsibility? What about personal accountability? What about raising your kids right so they don't go out here and act like a fool? You know what I'm saying? Instead of letting the state do it. So all of these things are going in, you know, I was just conversing with my wife. I was like, hey, maybe we're just made different. You know, so that's where the tagline for the company is, the made different. And then we see you, we stand with you. So I wanted to start something to kind of cater to that.
Flashy. I like that.
And then
Who cares what you think, Dave? This is about the community. Yeah.
If I get
But if I was a customer, it would be good.
Yeah.
That means he created something that other people like.
Yeah.
That's what he
if
just
I get
said.
long with y'all tell me.
No, you're good. You're good. You're triggered as
You're
fuck
good,
right
Jeff.
now. I love it.
Go for it.
So we needed, so I said, okay, I have a concept, I have a vision, and I have a mission statement that we have. Now I need clearly everything. I need a logo. You know what I'm saying? I need some sort of brand identity. So I was sitting there talking to the wife. There's a quote I heard when I was a young kid that has stuck with me my whole life.
Never pull up.
Excuse me?
But no, go ahead.
I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit. And it's basically, when you're born, you have two wolves inside you. All right. One is darkness and hopelessness, and the other was light and hope. And then the rest of the quote goes, which one grows? And it's whichever one you feed. So I was like, man, that really fits with the brand. So we started thinking maybe a wolf, maybe that's kind of the way to go, because wolves are highly intelligent creatures. They're social animals, and they have a hierarchy. Everybody knows, you know, the wolf in a wolf pack, you've got the alpha, he's the top. But also, since this is a family business with the wife, a lesser known fact is each wolf pack has a higher female. You know, you've heard the term she wolf, but the less common term is Luna. So they call those Luna wolves. So it just kind of fits. So that's why on our logo, we've got a wolf, we've got the silhouette, and we've got the eyes. So you really can't tell the gender of it. You just see something looking back at you. And obviously wolves are apex predators. So when we put it all together, Apex Predator Outfitters with the wolf logo, it just seemed to fit.
I love that, dude.
No, that's awesome. So tell people where they can go get your apparel, and then also like what, but that was
just solid, yeah.
But like also go through how you started it, how like maybe some of the growing pains, like the things that veterans right now watching. The reason that's stopping them from being successful is that they just don't want to put their skin in the game. They don't want to fucking try.
Yeah.
So like go through a little bit of that.
Okay, good. Growing pains. So I will tell you from start to finish, this has been an evolution. Okay. I was initially going to order all the blank t-shirts. I was going to press them myself at home with a heat press.
Yeah, we had some conversations about that last year.
Yeah?
Huh? Yeah, you and I. Yeah.
And I was like, I did it, and I was like, man, I could not get the quality. If you guys have ever dealt with any of that stuff, like it is just not the way to go. So lesson learned right there. So then the next,
unless you're a Proper Patriot, they do that.
Do they?
Yeah, right. Who's your boy from Proper Patriot, Dave?
Oh yeah.
He prints his.
I think that's who you were probably working with, Jeff.
Yeah, he prints
Sergeant
his own
Major.
shirts.
Well, he's out now, but yeah, he prints his own shirts. Yeah.
Yeah, I was working with Pickett, Sergeant Major Pickett.
Okay. Okay.
He's
Yeah.
Let's grind. He's got that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I went through that whole process. I'll tell you, I spent a bunch, like when I ordered the transfers, I was like, oh, I'm going to save some money. So I'll just do in bulk. So I spent like a G. Yeah, I could not get it figured out. I had the heat prep. I did all of this stuff. It was like, man, this is just not going to work out very well. So if you are going to do this, I would do your research up front on how you want to do it. I think I did it the right way. And I will tell you the evolution that I have gotten to where I'm at now. I have a screen printer because I like the screen printing. I tested 5 screen printers and got samples and I put them all together. I washed them 10 times. So I don't, so nothing cracks, all of that stuff. I went through that. I finally found one that not only does screen printing, but they also do fulfillment. So they handle all of that stuff for me. So basically, when you place an order on my website, it goes to the screen printer, the fulfillment center. They get it. Everything is they fold it, they bag it, they tag it. I've got, the neck labels printed and they ship it out to you in some branded, stuff. That is where the point that I've got to now. Is it a little more expensive? Yes, but I think
it is. Yeah.
We do the same thing. Oh, Jeff. Yeah, but we do the same thing, man. Yeah.
It is a far better customer experience. Another pitfall, Shopify is wonderful. That's who I use. But if you are not computer savvy, hire someone to build your website. But
shout out to Perry.
Shout out to Perry. Yeah, we've learned the hard way, but we make it work.
And you need to vet the people that you hire, because I went through 3 different people. I'm not going to say there's anything wrong with Fiverr. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that. It's a little thing that's online, and these people in India and Afghanistan, they'll do your website. I don't know if you ever be very cautious of that. I hired a local marketing agent.
Dave always forwards me emails that it's like, hey, this person named this, like, not to be racist or anything like that, but Patel something ish talking from this fucking country wants to do your screen printing. I'm like, I
don't trust them.
Let's hold off on that one.
Shout out to Bob, man. Shout out to Bob too.
Oh yeah, Bob from
Bob's our guy. Yeah.
But yeah, I had three separate people on there with website, and I just couldn't get it right. So my advice would be, if you're anything worth doing is worth doing right. If I could go back over the last 2 years, I would have made the initial investment, because you're going to make that investment anyway. It's just when you make it and how much money you're going to waste until you get to the point that it's like, my first website that I launched, I did all the pictures myself. All of that stuff. I built the website and it was atrocious. It was terrible. So that is the best advice I could give you. All the research in the world that you can do is only going to take you so far. Eventually, you got to shit or get off the pot. And I would err on the side of caution and let a professional do it. So, I mean, there's many more pitfalls. I could spend an hour on pitfalls.
No, that's good.
No, and then again, hire a veteran that is an expert in that field. So it's like, that we try to do that the best that we can. Like Bob's a veteran, so right? No, he's not. But he's came through us.
Yep,
he's
been with the team for a long time. Yeah.
But hey, I want to get back to the Apex Predator logo and how you describe that. And Buddy's talked about this before. I've talked about it before. Dave doesn't really say anything. Back in the day. Now he's starting to talk a little bit more, but
starting to warm up
a little bit. I tell my kids, I was like, the way that this country is going, the way that this world has gone, all right, they want to make you feel like a victim, right? And it's like, you can fall into that, and you can live, and you can actually be happy as a victim, right? And people do it all day long. You can be, right? You can get into such a comfortable zone that it's okay to just never have to be responsible for anything, right? So it's like, because nothing's your fault. And those of you watching right now, I want you to think about the last 10 things that went wrong in your life, and I want you to say how many of those 10 things were your fucking fault, right? Like, just think about that, just for a second. Now, there's other things, like when a guy runs a red light and smashes you. Yeah, that wasn't your fault. Okay,
a lot of things are our fault,
but most of the things are your fault.
It's take ownership.
What I tell my kids is I go, if you want to be a predator, an apex predator, not a sexual predator. Like, you know, don't twist the words, right?
Okay,
like,
that just got weird.
I'm just saying, don't be that. I don't want someone to have to cancel culture me because I said be a
Yeah.
predator. All right. No, no, be an apex predator as like a wolf. Right. And in America, like I described earlier, is that this is one of the only countries in the world where you can go get your shit. Right. You can go hunt and get your stuff. Right. I tell them all the time, the way that they teach these kids in college, yes, get the knowledge, but don't fall into the fact that you don't need to go out and get it. Go out and make it happen. And then you are going to be able to take over generations of people and wealth because you didn't sit there and fucking think about, oh, this wasn't my fault. So I might be saying it in different words, but correct me if I'm wrong. That's the apex predator.
Yeah, that is basically, yes, that is basically accountability, personal responsibility. You hit the nail on the head. You know, anything you want in this country, you have to do the work. People want to get handed the stuff. Like, what's this new thing? Quiet quitting now. Like, oh, I'm not going to do any extra work because of
What?
how they.
I've never. What are you talking?
No. I've heard of this. I've heard of it. No. I've heard of
not?
quiet. I've heard of quiet quitting. No, this is a big thing.
not.
This is
I
a
have
big thing.
not.
It's a big thing in the corporate world.
Yeah.
Big thing in the corporate world. Yeah.
What is it?
So this is what quiet quitting is. The people are sitting there and they're like, oh, I'm going to come in right at 9 o'clock. I'm going to leave right at 5 o'clock. I'm not going to do any extra work. I'm only going to do what my job is. Okay. It's called quiet and do as little as I can. But it's like, how are you going to advance? How are you going to get promoted? Like, how does that even make sense to you that company who's paying your paycheck is going to keep you around? I agree that you should get what you're worth, but you can't come into a job. Imagine a private coming up in the Army, 9 to 5. Dude, how are you going to get promoted? But that is the mentality that you're talking about in the country of people getting given things and participation trophies and things like that. And that's what Apex Predator Outfitters, we're trying to build a community, you know, Facebook, Instagram, all of that stuff, of people who are like that, to help each other, to encourage each other, because everybody gets that. It's easy to fall into that mentality. Like, man,
Oh yeah.
I didn't sell t-shirts today. I just suck. I'm going to give up. Like, dude, nobody cares, bro. You're not going to do any better tomorrow unless you change your mentality. And that is just at the core of the company. That is the core. Take individual responsibility, do the work, and it will pay off. It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow, but we're trying to build a community where we can showcase that and kind of build everybody up. And I don't care what political persuasion you are, left or right. Both sides of that have a problem with it. It doesn't matter to me which side of the spectrum you're on. If you want to be, you know, a hockey player, I don't care if you voted for Bernie or Trump. Go out there and be the best hockey player you can be. We're not about, that's noise. That is noise in your life that is distracting you, okay, from getting to your goals. Because every second you spend worrying about that and arguing about that is a second that you're not doing what you need to do.
Damn
So
right.
that kind of is an all-encompassing thing of the vision of the company.
Right. And that's that distraction that we've talked about before. Like the government and the media is always going to sell a narrative that you need them. Right. They're going to sell that narrative, whether they're right or wrong in certain circumstances, because there's been a lot of times where the government was right in stepping in. Right. There's been a lot of times where those try to sell a narrative where you think they should be there. And it's like, no, we can handle this ourselves. Like, yeah, we really don't need you. And this is where Veteran Trash Talk steps in. And we try to say it is not the government's responsibility to take care of veterans. It's not. It's not. It's the government's responsibility to provide resources, right, for veterans. And then you can argue that one different points all day. But when we get out, why in the hell did we drop our code of hooking up our brother and sister?
Agreed.
Like we are the ones that will help. We are the ones, and it's not financial all the time, right? And that's what we tell people that ask for money on our page. It's like, no, I'll get you a job. Like,
just like what you're doing for me right now as a new business, a direct competitor with you, but you guys have me on here and we are talking. So, you know, that is it. And to the crowd that thinks the government should do these things, I would have two points on that. And the first point would be, what does the government do that they actually do well? You know, and you want them to run things like, I can't think of anything they do well, number one. And number two, there's only one person in your life that's going to always be there for you.
That's your mom.
That is you.
Maybe.
You have to improve. You have to do the improvements to yourself. If you
That's
want
true. Yourself.
Yeah.
That's who you're going to deal with your entire life.
So as
Yourself.
those of you just jumped on the show, that's what we're kind of talking about, is that the idea of the apex predator, right? The apex predator in America is somebody that takes responsibility, someone that takes ownership, someone that says, I'm going to lead this tribe, right? I am going to get this going. And then Linda made a good point. You know, Linda Rodriguez, great fan of ours and family. Actually, she's family of ours. She was like, you know, COVID, and like, the government made these rules during COVID that like nobody could go anywhere. Everybody had to work from home, right? And then you have this quiet quitting, right? And so I think she's 100% right that also made it go faster. It made it go fast, like all these rules, you know, and regulations that weren't voted on or nothing. That's what happens when the government steps in and just says, I'm going to take care of this. The fuck you did. All you do is make kids fatter and make people quit their jobs.
That was
I'll-
time, yeah.
Let me, if I may, I'm
and
gonna give you a
create
silver. I'm gonna give you a silver lining on that, because I like to look at the positive type things. I think it woke a lot of people up to the amount of power that these local politicians, mayors, and things like
facts.
that.
Yeah.
So you need to start paying attention to who you're putting where and what they're going to do. So at a silver lining, hopefully people will start to wake up and see that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're right on that. She was right on that comment. It's all, we don't know what the effects of this are going to be. You know, like I had kids. I was in California for COVID. I have a 9-year-old who went through basically 2 years of school sitting at a desk at a computer listening to a teacher. And it broke my heart that she was sitting there trying to do her best, but it's not.
Yeah, but teachers, man, shout out to the teachers, because they went through a lot of shit too. This is a new environment for them as well, you know.
But I know Chris has a hard cutoff today, so we should probably save this for the next show. But there's things that again, if when everybody complies and does what they're told, then they own that. They own what now they have to do. So when all the teachers, and there were certain states where teachers and the union said, fuck you, we're not doing that.
Mhm.
There are states, look it up, and they're like, we're not doing that. And the school board's like, okay, never mind, we'll open the schools back up. No shit, right? So these teachers could have stood up instead of whining about like, oh, they're forcing me to stay home. Like, no. Like, no, you can do something about that. You are the apex predator, right? You are the one that can do something about that. But you are right, Dave, for the teachers that
I'm saying like just had to, yeah.
right, but again, they need
Of course, I could have done.
they need to do something. Like, I love the great, you know, country of Texas. They left up to people. Go ahead, buddy.
You know what? I've been like going through the apex predator thing and talking about the name of your shirt. I think it's awesome that I like I'm celebrating the fact that it's okay to be the fucking apex predator. You know, for years and years and years now, we spout about toxic masculinity, or, you know, being overly aggressive or being aggressive, or, you know, any of the things that traditionally have been, you know, predator roles, you know, and people have, you know, acted like they're, and we have sissified there are very few actual people out that will be predators or do the things that have to be done in order to, you know, bring society forward. And I'm telling you, and I've said this for a long time, America as a whole is in for a very rude awakening. And they're in for a rude awakening when
They're getting it right now. Prices too.
Prices are one thing. When another country comes and starts actually doing something that physically threatens like America and the sovereignty of the United States, there's going to be an awakening
A
where
reckoning.
people realize
But he's
that,
recruiting for his local militia right now.
I mean, I don't have to.
It'll keep his tribe.
To be honest,
It'll keep his tribe safe.
the ones that are still standing at the end are all going to have to join one tribe anyway.
Yeah, we had a long conversation about that last weekend, buddy. Yeah.
But the thing is, at some point, it's going to come to a head, and the sad thing is, all of these well-meaning people that like wanted all these, these people growing up to be quiet, sit down, be pacifist. Don't, it just, Jordan Peterson was talking,
I like him.
not too long ago. And there's the famous quote about him talking about becoming a monster and then learning how to control it. But he describes that in another interview and says, there's no virtue in being weak and not taking advantage of people. You don't have the ability to anyway because you're weak. There's no way that you're going to do that. There's no virtue to that. You're not strong enough to do it anyway. The virtue is being strong enough to do that and not doing it.
Correct.
Having the ability.
The integrity.
I tried to explain this to my kid. It's like, Superman is a great hero. Well, why is Superman a great hero? He's a great hero because he has the ability, if he was real, he would have the ability to do whatever he wanted. He could rule the entire planet if he wanted, but instead he uses those strengths to help people instead of hurt them.
Yeah.
That's why he's looked at as having virtue or being, a super hero as opposed to, anything else. Like if you're just some regular dude that doesn't walks by somebody that's getting robbed, there's no virtue in that.
Oh man, this conversation can go for hours, which sucks that Chris has a hard cutoff right now. But so our producer, the fake agent in the background, has a hard cutoff, so we got to kind of cut it short a little bit. But
take some Viagra, Chris.
Yeah, take some Viagra, Chris.
It'll last longer.
Your date can wait longer. All right. But no, no. Again, just to recap, what we've always talked about, regardless of your political affiliation, like Jeff said, all right, go check out ApexPredatorOutfitters.com. All right, go there, right? Put the shirt on, represent the Apex Predator. Now, this is how this works. Like, you have to be an Apex Predator, which means that sometimes you got to put your feelings and emotions aside, right, to go do what's right. Right. And just because you can do it, like Buddy said, doesn't mean you should do it. Right. There's a lot of times an Apex Predator puts themselves in the back a little bit. All right. And then there's other times where they go right out front. All right. Like it's time to protect. It's time to do that. So go there, do that. And again, we don't do the sponsor thing anymore because we're doing like videos. Chris has made those things up. So if you saw the show when it started, otherwise rewind, we have QR codes to all of our partners. All right. After this show ends, we'll have QR codes to our partners again. These are companies that have bought into our mission. All right. And they are partnering with us. And the hangover pill, which I'm definitely going to take tomorrow morning, right? The hangover pill by that
last weekend.
Oh my god! Oh, it is a lifesaver. But anyways, I mean, you could just quit drinking, but I'm not doing that anytime soon because one of our
get a hair of the dog.
Yeah, a lot of our other partners is right there, so I'm not quitting that. Again, we don't care if you're an apparel company. We don't care if you're a podcast. We don't care if you get rich as shit off of this show, right?
We want you to be successful.
We want
saying we don't care. Like we want everybody around us.
We want you to be, all right. Yeah. That's the virtue, like Buddy was talking about. Yeah. We want you to be awesome. We want you to be great. If I can help you be great, I'm going to help you, right? Like, and then sometimes, which some people have found out, is I'm not going to help you sit in the same misery that you're in. All right. So if you ask for a handout or something like that, I might give it to you once, but after that, it's done. Like, no, you need to
change starts here. You got to take that first step. Yeah.
Right. So, hey, perfect. Dave, close us out. Jeff, Jeff,
I'm going to give you the last words. Yeah. Go out all your handles, man. Like everything that you're on TikTok, sure. Works.
Sure.
Your websites, all that good stuff.
Great. I appreciate the opportunity, guys. I listened to a lot of your shows. I really like the Gritty Soldier. That dude was pretty legit. That's the last one I listened to. But anyway, Handles: TikTok, Apex Predator Outfitters; Instagram at Apex Predator Outfitters; Facebook, Apex Predator Outfitters. That's it. I appreciate it, guys. I had fun with you today.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah.
Hey,
Awesome.
go ahead, buddy.
Thanks for being here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks for coming on, brother.
Way
Exciting
better,
to see.
way better recruiter than Dave. But go ahead.
I don't know. I still hold one of the.
You were in
records
Fayetteville.
Easter egg.
Nobody cares.
I hold one.
I was
of the records.
successful. I
In
was
Easter egg.
successful. I was successful. I was successful in all the other places I went to as well. So,
Oh yeah.
and then I was in charge of you. Look how you turned out.
Were
you
ya?
know? So yeah, I was your platoon sergeant. I'm just saying. I'm just. Yeah. God spoke. I don't know if anybody heard God.
spoke, yeah.
Chris is ready to go. Thanks everybody for tuning in. In case you tuned in late, go check us out on YouTube. Subscribe, like, do what you gotta do. Go check out gruntworksclothing.com. Today I'm wearing the Free Speech Extremist. A lot of people like this shirt. And then Nick's wearing our original, right?
Yep.
It's the original. That was our
BTT
first
original,
shirt.
yeah.
Can you show what it says on the back or no? You can't.
Uh,
It's too much.
my-
too much work for you to turn with your battery in your ass. right?
My drinking team has a trash talking problem.
Yeah. So go check it out. Everybody have a wonderful Saturday. I'm kind of lit. So we'll see you guys next week. Boom.
FleetTex is a proud partner of Veteran Trash Talk and has bought into the mission of lowering the veteran suicide rate. FleetTex wants to hire veteran trash talkers to install GPS tracking systems on fleet vehicles, focusing on Illinois, New Jersey, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee, but opportunities exist nationwide. Go to www.fleet-techs.com and apply today.